Kerala is all set to get a new name, as the Union Cabinet has approved Kerala government's proposal to change the name of the state from Kerala to Keralam. But does this mean that the name is now automatically going to be changed? No. There is a proper procedure that has to be followed as per the Constitution of India. Hello students, welcome to Drishti IAS. My name is Saloni Nandkulier, and in this video we'll understand the entire process in detail. What are the steps that are now going to be taken to change this name officially from Kerala to Keralam? So let's talk about that. I already told you that the Union Cabinet has approved Kerala government's proposal to change the state's name from Kerala to Keralam. Now, why did this demand come in? This was not the first time that the state government had come across with this demand. This demand has been coming from a very long time because as per the State Reorganization Act on 1st November 1956, when all these regions were being divided and they were also being amalgamated based on linguistic properties, based on the language, when Kerala, that was the time when Kerala was formed. So all these states, Malayalam speaking regions, they were combined together to form Kerala on 1st of November 1956. However, Keralam is the word. Keralam is the word in Malayalam language, and because this is the majority Malayalam speaking population, these people, the localites, they resonate more with the word Keralam instead of Kerala. That is why this demand has been coming in time and again, that we change the name officially also from Kerala to Keralam. Ground level, not a lot is going to change because the people automatically right now also they are resonating more with Keralam. Now if we talk about the name per se, Keralam. So Keralam is believed to be derived from two words, Kera and Alam. Now what does Kera mean? Kera means coconut. Kera means coconut and Alam means land. So this is a land of coconut trees. It is a region where a lot of coconut trees are found. That is why also this name Keralam came into picture, because Keralam is made up of two words, Kera and Alam. And this is a majority Malayalam speaking population. People have been demanding that the name changes, and now officially what has happened, that the state government's proposal, Kerala government's proposal has officially been accepted by the Union Cabinet. But I told you that this does not mean that automatically now the name is going to change. Officially, the name has not changed yet. There is a process that has to be followed, because that process has been identified under Article 3. Article 3 of the Constitution. Now, first of all, when we talk about the names of all these states and UTs, where are they mentioned? They are mentioned under the first schedule. First schedule of the Constitution. Right now that area is called, or that state is known as Kerala. The name Kerala is used in the first schedule. So whenever this is going to change, when the official change is going to happen, changes will have to be made to the first schedule also. And this power, the power to change the name, resides with the Parliament. Parliament under Article 3. So the Parliament can do what? The Parliament can create new states. Okay, under Article 3, the Parliament has the power to create new states, alter the boundaries of existing states, and even change the names of the existing states. So Article 3 gives this power to the Parliament of India. And then Article 3 also mentions the entire procedure that will have to be followed, because right now we are dealing with what? We're dealing with the change of name. So what's happening here? I told you that Kerala's Legislative Assembly, they passed a proposal. They submitted a proposal. This proposal was accepted by the Union Cabinet. So the Union Cabinet here, it made some recommendations. It asked for some recommendations from these different ministries, like the Ministry of Home Affairs or Legal Department, etc., that everything is in place and can we proceed with such a proposal or not. And right now we are at stage 2. We have received this acceptance. The Union Cabinet has accepted it. Now what is going to happen? So the Article 3 says that such a bill can only be proposed in either house of the Parliament without with or the prior recommendation of the President. The President needs to give a prior recommendation. Only after that can such a bill that deals with the changing of name of a state that can be introduced in either house of the Parliament. So right now we'll require President's prior recommendation. So the President is going to submit this bill first. There's going to be this bill that will deal with the changing of name of the state from Kerala to Keralam. Now this bill, before being introduced to any house of the Parliament, it will go back to Kerala's Legislative Assembly. This bill is going to be sent by the President to Kerala's Legislative Assembly again for their proposal. So now the Kerala's Legislative Assembly, it will have 2 or 3 options over here. They can either accept the proposal, correct? They can either reject it, oppose it, or maybe the time frame can also lapse. They take no action on it and the time frame can also lapse. So right now the President, as a next step, there is this bill and the President is going to submit this bill. It is going to refer this bill to the state's Legislative Assembly, and the state's Legislative Assembly can either accept it, can either oppose it, or even when the time can do nothing also on it, and the time frame can also lapse. Now whatever happens here is not binding. It is not binding on the President. So whether the Assembly accepts it, whether the Assembly opposes it, whether the time frame passes, it is not binding on the President. It is just taken into consideration. The views are taken into consideration, but it is absolutely on the discretion of the President and the Parliament over here whether they want to accept these changes or not. So whatever is the decision of the Legislative Assembly, it will not be binding on the President. So then what is going to happen? Once this step is taken care of, either the time frame lapses or we get certain recommendations or certain action from the Legislative Assembly, President is then going to, now we have President's prior recommendation, and now this bill can be introduced in either house of the Parliament, either in the Rajya Sabha or in the Lok Sabha. Because now we have the prior recommendation of the President, this bill can be introduced in either house of the Parliament. Now when this is introduced in either house of the Parliament, it has to be passed. It has to be passed by both the houses of the Parliament. And what kind of majority are we talking about here? What kind of a majority is required to pass this proposal? It is a simple majority. This bill to change the name needs to be passed by both the houses of the Parliament by a simple majority. Why only a simple majority is required? Because under Article 4, it has been mentioned that such a change where we are talking about changing the name of a state, this is not a constitutional amendment. This is not to be considered as a constitutional amendment. That is why we do not require any special majority, etc. We only require a simple majority to pass this bill. So right now we are here. This bill is going to be referred to Kerala's Legislative Assembly, and whatever happens in the Legislative Assembly, it is not binding on the President. Then upon the prior recommendation of the President, it is going to be introduced in either house of the Parliament, but it will have to be passed by both the houses of the Parliament by a simple majority, because this is not a constitutional amendment. And when all of this happens, when the bill is passed, we can finally change the name in the first schedule of the Constitution. So in the beginning itself, I told you that on local level, ground level, not a lot of things are going to change, because the people already associate more with the name Keralam instead of Kerala, because that is the name that is being widely used. But officially on documents, on paper, in the Constitution, then the name can be changed from Kerala to Keralam. after following this entire procedure. So let's see how much time this does take, but officially we now have received the approval from the Union Cabinet, so things are going to fall in place. So that was all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the discussion. Now, another exciting news for you that we have our Holi sale. The sale is live from 25th to 28th of February, where you are going to get up to 50% off on all our online courses, pen drive courses and test series, and a 25% off on books, TLP and magazine. So for any more information, please call us at 87501, and you can also download the Drishti Learning app. This is an amazing opportunity. Do not wait and grab this offer. Now let's look at a practice question for prelims. With reference to the procedure for changing the name of a state in India, consider the following statements. 1. A bill for changing the name of a state can be introduced in either House of Parliament only after the prior recommendation of the President. 2. The bill must be passed by a special majority as it involves amendment of the Constitution. 3. The names of states are specified in the first schedule of the Constitution. Choose the correct statements. A. 1 only, B. 2 only, C. 2 and 3 only, or D. 1 and 3 only. Please attempt this question and provide your answers in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and if you liked the video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Drishti IAS English YouTube channel.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.